Life seems so much simpler when you're fixing things. I'm good at fixing things. Always was. But I couldn't. Why'd she have to die? Why couldn't I save her? I know I could have.
Sometimes there are things no one can fix. You're not all powerful.
Well, I should be. Someday I will be. I will be the most powerful Jedi ever. I promise you. I will even learn to stop people from dying.
Anakin.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
What's wrong, Annie?
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're like I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
Oh, yeah, this is a movie. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I am your host, Zach, here on the Yo Bro Nation YouTube channel, and it's December. We're almost to the end of the year, man. And to help celebrate that, not only am I reviewing Christmas movies this month, but I'm also going through Star Wars movies. I started this at the end of last month, and I'm just going to do this every Wednesday throughout the entirety of the month, talking about another Star Wars movie. And, I thought Phantom Menace was rough. You ain't seen Attack of the Clones. This one, it's something. So Attack of the Clones is the second prequel in the prequel trilogy, and again has Ewan McGregor and Natalie Portman, Ian McDermott, but it also added Hayden Christensen, who the guy gets a lot of flack for how he was in these movies, and I'm going to be honest, he is pretty bad in this, but I don't put that all on him. I put a lot of that on George Lucas and his direction, because again, George Lucas wrote and directed this movie and had no one to tell him no, and I think that's the biggest issue with all of the prequels, is the fact that, no one ever really held George accountable. You go back and you look at these movies, sure, they're beautifully shot. They look gorgeous, but you get the CG, that takes it away, right? That's taken away from it. And the scripts aren't great. Again, this is another instance where the movie's actually pretty good if you look at just the structure, the bones of it. It's not that bad. But the script is not. It's not there. The dialogue is not there. That's why I showed that opening clip, because my God, that was horrible. And what is this movie even about? Sure, you got Palpatine getting you're seeing the clone army being put together for the Republic to combat, the little androids. Poor freaking little androids. Again, I think the way this movie was shot is pretty good. but it's all so heavily CG.
Yep.
Part of what made the original trilogy so great was all the practical effects. The fact that everything you saw was real in a sense, and in this, not so much. Green screen everything is part of what I think made these actors have had such a hard time. Yeah, Ewan McGregor was fantastic in this as Obi-Wan Kenobi. But Natalie Portman herself had even said she had a hard time acting when it came to, different species because there was nothing there. She had to just look at a tennis ball, and it was hard for her. And no one, not a soul, is going to tell me that she's a bad actress, because that's far, far from the truth. I think the acting in this was okay in some parts. I think the dialogue just, it was hard for these actors to really get into character and to really give you any sort of substance, should I say, in the story, because what were they working with? Sure, it was cool to learn the origins of Boba Fett when you meet Jango Fett. Jango Fett is pretty cool. There's a few cool, fight scenes, involving Ewan McGregor in this movie, and you see him fight Jango Fett, sort of. And it tells you the birth when you get the Mando armor, There's not much to this movie that really screams to me, hey, this is gonna be a great movie. It's not. It's part of the reason why I disliked this trilogy so much. And I know, you're probably thinking, what is it about? It's more talking. More Republic versus Uprising of Sith. And that's it. You got more of Palpatine in the background pulling the strings, except in this one, you're seeing he's starting to eyeball Anakin. And he's starting to be like, maybe this Anakin boy, maybe I can use him. Just maybe. I love this scene. But you're not seeing a lot. And you start to see the kindling of Padme and Anakin's love, considering he was a little boy the last time they saw each other. But what I do want to talk about, fucking Mace Windu, man. I love Mace Windu. I think he's awesome. I believe, perhaps, maybe, I'm legitimately one of the few people. A lot of people look back at this trilogy as a whole and just kind of go, eh. I don't think they're all bad. I think some of them were actually pretty good for the most part. So, is this a horrible movie? Well, yes, it is a horrible movie, but it's a horrible movie that I do still look back on fondly because it's a part of a whole story, the whole Skywalker trilogy, or the whole Skywalker saga, should I say, trilogy. Well, it's a trilogy of movies with trilogies within them, I guess, but I don't know, it's a movie, and I was really excited for it when I was a kid, much like I was, Phantom Menace and everything. Don't be mad. Yoda's in this. We see Yoda fight Dooku. That's really cool, right? I think this was the first time you see Yoda. But you're seeing this clone army. It's when you finally learn about it. And, of course, if you get into the Clone Wars series, you get more in-depth about the different clone troopers and Rex and other ones that are in the series. And that stuff, it's interesting enough. It's enjoyable. Is this a movie that I want to go back and rewatch? No. I would watch Revenge of the Sith over this one, which I'll be covering that next week. Probably a lot better than I am this. And that's because I just don't like this movie that much. I would take Phantom Menace over this. At least I'm interested in the politics in that movie. There's not a lot of that. It's just, he goes there, and this one goes there, and Anakin kills things, and hates sand. I wish I'd found that clip. I would have used that clip in a heartbeat, because I hate sand. So I'm probably going to give this a decent grade. I'm not going to trash it completely, but I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars out of 10. Yeah, I'm not going to give it a dead 0 because it's not the worst movie in history. It's just not great. So, I don't know. It's up to you. What do you all think of it? I think it's an okay movie, just not for me. But, guys, be happy, be safe. Let the Force be with you. And remember, join the nation. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.